Hey guys, welcome back to another gold making video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you the new Hyperspawn that is located right here in Hyperspawn. And now this is the best Hyperspawn in the game at the moment. The old one has been nerfed and this would have to be the best. So the professions you want is tailoring, and you want to have cloth collection. This will give you extra cloth. These are from the humanoids here. And then you also want enchanting, and you want to have inside of the blue, which will give you mythic items that you can disenchant and make a whole heap more gold here, because you're going to be killing around like 8 to 10,000 mobs. It's the best spot where you can kill the most amount of mobs. Now this is a very good farm, and if done correctly you can make a whole heap of gold from this. Now you want to be doing a 2x4 farm here, so 2 groups of 4 people. You want to have a tank, or you want to have like a monk with a statue set up back at the base camp there. And basically your job as a puller is to pull the mobs all back here to like this hut thing right here, and this is where they'll be killed. Now you're gonna need a decent amount of gear to actually do this farm and stay alive, because as a puller you're gonna have that many mobs on you when you're running back that you can die doing this, so you definitely do need to have some decent gear. Now another thing about this farm, you probably want to put your graphic settings on low unless you have a really good computer, because there's just so much going on in this farm. There's that many mobs, and like there's just so much stuff going on in this farm that you're gonna want to have your settings low, or have a good computer, or you'll have a bit of lag. Now there is a bit of lag when you loot, as you can see, but it's still a very good farm. Now why this is so good is that you're going to get a whole heap of cloth, and if you have enchanting and the inside of the blue specialization, you're going to get so many mythics, and they all are really good money and will add up a lot. Now if you get a whole heap of the epic ones, they actually currently sell for 1500 gold each. So when you disenchant them, you'll get an enchantment mat material, and when you sell that, it's 1500 gold each. Now sometimes you can get multiple of these of the one mythic, but basically if you don't have enchanting, you're going to be missing out on a whole heap of gold with this farm. Now you're going to want to have either a healer in the group, or you want to have a bit of self-healing. So I recommend having a specialization if you're a druid, where you can do a little bit of self-heals on yourself just to keep you up. Now you want to have one of the group's people coming all the way up here and grabbing these mobs and the ones up the top, and you'll pull them back to the statue and where the tanks are, and this will actually increase the hyperspawn, so it will make them spawn everywhere else a lot quicker. As you can see, there's just mobs absolutely everywhere. There's so much loot from this farm. Now there was a hyperspawn just to the left of this spot, but that had been nerfed, so right now this would currently be the best hyperspawn in Dragonflight. As you can see, we're getting mythics, but you want to mainly be looking out for the epic mythics, because that will give you the disenchantment gem, which is worth 1500 gold currently on the NA servers, and this will really increase your gold per hour. If you would like to learn a lot more about making gold in Dragonflight, my Dragonflight gold making guide will be the first link down in the description box. I'd just like to say a huge thank you to everyone that has left positive feedback and said nice words and positive things about the guide. It really means a lot. But as you can see, basically what we're doing here, we've got one DH that is pretty much doing a whole heap of damage, while the rest of us in group 2 are pulling them all the way back to the tank, where the tank will simply just tank them, take aggro, and basically burn them down with the other damage. Now the best pullers for this is obviously going to be hunters and druids. You're going to need a whole heap of them. I recommend having at least 3 in group 1 and group 2 for this to be the most efficient. And you want to be constantly running back and forth, pulling every single mob that is in the location. You bring them back to where your statue or your tank is set up, and then you just want to keep on running. As soon as you lose aggro, you just want to keep on running and pulling more. Like I said before, you will be killing about 8 to 10,000 mobs per hour at this farm. That is why it is so important to have enchanting and have insight of the blue so you can get the mythics. The higher amount of points you have in it, knowledge points, the more chance that you actually get of getting the mythics. So I'm pretty sure right here I actually get an epic one, just like that. And then what you want to do with those is basically just disenchant it, and that will turn that into an enchanting material which you can then sell on the auction house. And as you can see, they're currently worth 1,518 gold each, and this can really add up. Sometimes you actually get multiple of them of the one disenchant. But as you can see, there's just so many mobs, so much stuff going on. This is why this is currently the best Hyperspawn in the game. Like I mentioned before, if you want to check out my gold making guide, where I go over a whole heap of different farms, the best specializations, the best professions, ways to make gold with crafting, and a whole heap of different things, basically everything you need to know about making gold in Dragonflight, that is all inside my gold making guide, which will be linked down below. Anyways guys, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.